In this video, I'm gonna talk about some of the comments the viewer left on my previous videos and see if I can answer some of their questions. One of them is that Asian version, such as Japanese, if they can be converted, or I should say, if they can change the FM AM frequency. Usually that has to be done with Vediamo. You cannot do it through engineering mode. And some of the older units to activate AUX, such as NTG 3.5, that also you can activate it with Vediamo. I'm just gonna go through it. And I'm gonna go through map updates and also how to enter engineering mode on head unit NTG 5.1. Basically that requires activation of engineering mode with Vediamo. So I'm gonna try to show some stuff. Let's see, so I have entered, or I have opened the Vediamo software, currently simulation mode because I'm not connected to a car. Just gonna start it. First thing I'm gonna do to show how to activate engineering mode, I'm just gonna show it how to find the files to activate it. Since I'm not connected to a car, it's not gonna look for it. I can't really. So basically you're gonna have the files head unit 2.5, head unit 4.5, and head unit 5. That's NTG. So you have to click on whatever version your car has. You can find it through when you scan it with Zentry. You go to ECM version. It will show you what version you have. Click OK. Since I'm not connected to any car, basically it's gonna ask me what version I'm gonna be working with. So, and then once you open this file, you have to click here to make a contact with ECU. So it basically connects to the head unit. When you connect to the head unit, you're gonna see a screen pop up, diagnosis mode. So it's already connected. Click on it. Right now it will ask me what unit I'm working. I'm based in the United States, North America. So I'm going to be looking at North America head units. It should not ask you, unless you're in simulation mode, what unit you're going to be working with. Click OK. Right now it's connected. And if this icon over here, it's a search. Basically, it's a binoculars. So click on it, search for text. You're just gonna type engineering and search. Right now it shows 0 because I'm not connected to a unit. When you're connected to your head unit, it's gonna show 2 files, and those 2 files are basically the files over here. One of them will be down here. It will be somewhere here, and the other one, I believe, is a routine. The other one is going to be somewhere here. So what I have to do is just gotta click on it, Like I'm just gonna click on a file, clicking on it, and it's just gonna, let me see something else. Yes, so it's gonna show like this. It's gonna be off, on. So you switch on and okay, and you should see your head unit restart, and then try to enter the engineering mode. This is only for NTG 5.1, but this is just an example how to find it. And the other, so we have to go to this menu, code of variant of an ECU. You gotta click on it. Now since we're working with the head unit NTG 5.0 or 5.1 or 4.5, basically they're all look the same. So have to change between different menus and stuff. So let's say if your car has a night vision and you have replaced the head unit from a night vision, and your used unit is none night vision. So what you have to do is just go here, let's say click night view assist, and if it's installed, just switch to installed, and you have to click ECU coding. It will automatically switch. So this is basically if you can get into engineering mode. Let's say the S-Class W222, it's a head unit NTG 5. You cannot enter engineering mode as far as I know. Maybe there are some other people that can get to it to activate it. I could not find the file nowhere. So basically, instead of having engineering mode, you just change everything with Vediamo. So what are we looking for? It's gonna be here, not installed, and then you do the adaptation basically. So this is a region code. When you're connected to a car, it's gonna show you best the region, and if you have to change the region, let's say here in the United States, I've bought a used unit from eBay, and it's European version, or from European region, or from Asia or Middle East or whatever region might be, South America or North America. So this is where I change the regions code or other functions. When you're connected to a car, it might show more stuff in this case. So this one right here says VCD DVD region code. So basically the region code, you just switch from Africa, Eastern Europe and Russia, China, North America and Canada, South America and Australia, Southeast Asia, Western Europe and Japan. So this is where you change the DVD region code. So this is another menu, driver distraction, ECEBUS. So whatever, this is for 3D map orientation, avoid area. This is navigation settings basically. This is Japan. This is for the sound, the hands-free, whatever you're working on. Switching to e-call. So also this is when you do some changes. Let's say if you want to change, if your car does not have reading signs like miles per hour, that's where you go and change it. These are, let's say you want to change this off, on, so that's where you change it. You make all the changes over here. and then off-road driving. So this is radio range types. So that's where you do the changes for or from Japanese, let's say, to any other. Australia, China, not sure what this is, Japan, South America, United States. This is where you change the radio frequency and stuff for some of the viewers had issues buying a radio from, let's say, Japanese market, or say you got a car that's been shipped from Japan to Europe, or from Europe somewhere else, South America, and you need to change it. This is where you change it. These are other menus. So this is the phone number for road assistance. It's not really necessarily needed. It's more like the dealer. And also this is let's say you have some sort of hybrid, probably, car, and usually some of the S classes or E classes, they're hybrid. It shows on the screen the energy recover or how much you're using. This is where you change the air conditioning font, air condition type, ambient lighting, ambient zones, attention assist, and this is where you activate and deactivate aux, boot lid opening limiter. Some of the S classes even have that limiter. That's where you change it. This is for changes, traffic, function, so basically this menu is just like when you have a used unit installed in your car, and some of the options the previous car don't have it and yours has it. So that's where you do the adaptation or modifications. Change the format, all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. Tuner application. Basically, this is just this should work on all units. You can do this, don't matter version, as long as you have Vediamo. We're gonna close this. And the other thing I wanted to show, so you can select the model you're working based on the files over here, and to enter head units, ECMs, any module. Basically, you're gonna need these files to work with. Any programming, adaptation, basic settings, changes, all kinds of stuff. One thing I wanted to talk about is the navigation map. Usually all these units, NTG 5, 4.5, 5.1 to the latest 6, and MBUX, you can download the maps of the region you're in, but you're gonna need a passkey code, and usually you have to pay for it. So a lot of people think they can get it through VDoc. VDoc is usually for dealership only, or when you have access from the dealership or from StarTech or Mercedes subscription. Usually with that login you can enter it, but sometimes you might have a used radio installed, and every time you change the radio there's an anti-theft pin also. So to get the pin going for the anti-theft, you basically have to find the head unit files, and I'm going to show how to find the pin or enter the pin. I cannot provide the pin, but once you replace the head unit and it shows anti-theft, and once you unlock it, you're gonna need a new maps, and the pin code for the new maps is different than the pin you're gonna get for unlocking the radio. So same thing, just make a contact. So we're working with the US. You can either go here, search, or you can look for it. But sometimes it's best to go search. Type their pin. It's gonna bring a lot of. So basically, this will show up the same way as when you search for engineering mode. So write the pin, click on it. You usually gotta click in here, and you type the pin over here. This is for the anti-theft. Once you type the pin, click OK. The head unit will reset and it will be unlocked. Once it's unlocked, then you can go ahead and do the rest of adaptation, review camera, night view assist, whatever the module, because they're interchangeable between ML, GL, E class, C class, GLK. They have different features and stuff. So you're gonna need to add features. So basically, understanding of Vediamo is you don't need to go through this with Zentry. If you have Zentry or Access Online Zentry, usually the dealership, it's not necessary, because all they do is install the new module based on the VIN number. They upload all the data from the server, from the main server, and good to go. But since some people do not have the luxury to pay the dealer prices, Vediamo software comes handy, and it will work just as good as the dealership. But you have to understand a little bit Vediamo. It's not something you can play with. Let's say all these stuff before you do any changes. Take a photo or screenshot or record it, so you can always go back to the settings. We're gonna go to a different. So whatever the file you're gonna be working on, you just have to. Let's say you need a cluster adaptation. So a lot of people ask me to make some changes in clusters and stuff like that. I do not know to make those changes as far as adding AMG menus and stuff like that. If it was my own car, I would try. I'm not gonna try on people's cars or customers' cars, because if something happened, I'm not gonna be responsible fixing their car. But usually the file for the headlight is gonna be somewhere here. I think this is headlight front left, front right. So if you have LED, you can do changes on headlights, programming and adaptation. Cluster, it's gonna be, so the cluster is IC, instrument cluster. Click on it. Same thing, make a contact. So I'm not sure what I'm working with. I'm just gonna click one. Let's say we're gonna be working on S-Class 222. Click on it. We'll go to this menu and it says AMG here, but I'm not sure if it's that. What's that for? So this is what we do. Now with this menu with clusters, you gotta be very careful because it's gonna cost a lot of money to fix it if you make a change and you're not supposed to. A lot of these are in German, so all I have to do is use Google Translate from German to English or to your language. When you see a lot of numbers like this, usually they're not all zero. You have to be very careful because those are coding numbers. You don't want to change those unless you know what you're doing. So these are menus. I'm not sure what they are. There are a bunch of them. But yeah, this is how to do those changes. I'm not trying to tell you how to do it. I just showing where's the menus and stuff. I've never done one. I usually do factory programming. I do not do modifications and stuff like that in customers' cars. I use Vediamo a lot and I've been using it for quite some time. I'm not expert on Vediamo, but I have a pretty good knowledge how the system works. Like I said, if anybody knows more and is just gonna be watching this video, correct me in anything I said if I was wrong. So these are all the files. Basically this is for S-Class, so any module on the S-Class is gonna be here. So for United States market, the headlights, if you have the intelligent light, the LEDs, S-Class, E-Classes, and some of the other AMGs or base models that have a LED, but you have automatic high beam. United States don't have that. Well, the United States market cars do not have that feature as the European cars, so you can activate it. So you have to go here at headlight. You can activate the automatic high beam. You have automatic high beam, but not all time. It's only when it's needed. But to have it at all time, I think they haven't passed a law yet here in the United States to allow those automatic headlights, such as Audi has Matrix, I believe, and Porsche. Any of these features are deactivated by default from the dealership when they are shipped for US market. So I guess you just go over here, you just gotta find it somewhere, one of those menus. I'm not sure exactly where it's at, but that's a long process because you have to go through instrument cluster, changing a lot of stuff. It's not as simple as just going here, but that's how you do it. So basically, you find the file first for instrument cluster, activate it there, and then I believe the front SAM and the headlights have to be activated, or you have to switch it to on. I'm gonna try to find a different file. Let's go to W212E class. Usually it's a lot easier in those models to find stuff because they have less. Usually asking what package or release or type of module I'm working with, so I'm just gonna click one just for showing. So I guess this is where it changes. I'm gonna find the automatic. You just have to go through these menus and find the file. So I'm gonna go back from here, and maybe it's a different, but once it finds out what kind of cluster we have, it would show. It's gonna be there. Let me try. If we, I'm sorry, that was not an instrument cluster. It was a different file. So use this instrument cluster 204 file. Click on it same way. Do that. Let's see. I guess try this first one. No files. Like I said, it's going to be all based on your car settings. Sometimes doing this is very hard to find files I need for. If I was connected to my car or any car, it would be a lot easier. So this is the, when you change it, I guess, intelligent high beam control, but, or intelligent light system. So that's where you change it. It's gonna look like that, but like I said, it's gonna be based on your car. So this is pretty much just show how Vediamo works and some of the small changes you can do yourself. There's tons of videos showing how to do certain stuff more in details. This was just a general quick overview of Vediamo and some of the basic settings. Hopefully this video is helpful to some people and you got some, good knowledge out of it, or do some work in your own car, whatever the case might be.